Well, hello guys. This is Terry Dare. I'm in Houston, Texas. No, actually, I'm in Hastings, Texas, because that's where my hangar is. Anyway, I've been out here just sweeping some of the water out of my hangar because I get a little water in here when it rains. It's never enough to really hurt anything, but it can be a little bit of a nuisance. So while I was out here, I decided to go ahead and sweep it on out and pull the airplane out and put the cowling on the airplane. And if you haven't already seen those pictures on Facebook, then I'll make sure to include some of them in this video. So right now it looks like I'm wrapped up in a big old parachute, but I'm not. I'm actually just laying in the hammock, and I'm in the hangar taking a little bit of a load off my feet. All that walking around got my feet hurting. So got a good view of Tango Alpha 1 right here. There you go. So anyway, cowling looks like it fits good. The engine should be ready later this week. The fella who's taking care of me on the engine, Michael at Stoll Creek Aviation, he let me know that he should have it out to me probably midweek, and he is just taking his time, making sure he gets everything fixed up on it. And looks like he kind of found a leaking seal on the reduction drive unit. So he's going to take care of that. And then once he gets it all done, then he'll go ahead and ship it back to me. So hopefully sometime later this week or maybe next week we'll be putting that engine back in. And can we get some good weather, please? It'd be nice. Anyway, there's still a little bit of work to do. I have to install all the riv nuts on the cowling, and I've got to relocate my my strobe, which is currently on the bar under the engine. That's going to actually be inside the cowling if I don't move it, so I'll have to do that. But you know, amongst a few other things, just kind of tidy up you know, a couple of things on the airplane and get it back out there flying. So I've been watching some of you guys' video on the new group, and for those of you that are not aware, we do have a new group that I created about 3 weeks ago, and it is called Affordaplane and Ultralight Adventures, and I'll place a link down below. And you guys can come on by and join our group. We are growing at a crazy rate. I think the last time I looked, we were over 900 members, and that's pretty amazing. At least to me it is. I don't know if that's normal or not, but it seems like it's growing faster than my YouTube channel. But anyway, you guys can come on by there and join the group. It's not real hard. All you have to know is part 103 is the FAR for ultralights, and I think you have to know what V&E is. So velocities not to exceed. And if you're already a group of the official Affordaplane, you're automatically accepted. If you're automatically, well, also if you're a group of magnificent men and their flying machines, you're also automatically approved, as well as Hearth engine fanatics. Now there's several more out there that I would like to include, but I think I'm only allowed to do 3. If anybody knows better than that, then you can just put me a little note below in the comments. But you know, that's pretty much what's going on right now. I'm a little antsy here. I've been trying to do a little bit of house cleaning in the hangar, and I think I have it looking better. Let's see. Can we flip a video while we're recording? Let's see. No, we can't. Okay, so what I'll have to do is I'll have to pause this video, flip the camera around, and you know, maybe I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour. Hey, it's great hearing from all you guys. I have had people all over the world contacting me, and it's exciting to hear from you, and I do try to read all your comments. Do please keep in mind, though, if I don't answer a phone call or I don't get back to you right away, it's not because I'm trying to ignore you. It's just, you know, we got other things going on as well. Our I really love Tango Alpha 1 and my Affordaplane, but you know, we've had some family issues that need my attention, and you know, just trying to keep up with the schedule, guys. So, like I said, I love reading the comments, and if you direct message me, I do my best to get back to you. But if for some reason that I am unable to do so, please don't take it personally. Like I said, the group's growing fast. The YouTube channel is growing fast, and there's probably between Facebook groups and Facebook page and YouTube, probably have over 2,000 people that are actually out there, and quite a few of you guys are contacting me, and I appreciate it. And if I can help out, I will. Also, wanted to remind everybody on our Facebook group, we have a mentor page. So for those of you guys out there that have the knowledge to share, maybe you've already built an ultralight, maybe you're an A&P, or maybe you're just a jack of all trades and you know quite a bit. I would like to encourage you guys to go ahead and sign up to become a mentor. Jason and I have been communicating back and forth with his project. He's got his tables built. He's asked a few questions with regards to the plans, and you know, as we all know, there are few things in there that make us kind of go, you know, but you'll get through it. I got through it. Jimmy got through it. Robert got through it. Sean got through it. Everybody gets through this. All you got to do is just remember, ask questions. We're so fortunate to have the official Affordaplane group, and now we have the Affordaplane and Ultralight Adventure group. So there are a lot of resources for you guys to attack, you know. So somebody, I'm sure, will be willing to answer your questions and help you out. But like I said, that patient part, we all have lives, and we're happy to help, but sometimes we can't always get to you right away. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and crawl out of the hammock, and I'm going to pause the video right here. Okay, guys, through the magic of video editing, you don't know that I was gone for about 40 minutes. But my friend Jim came by, or Jim, my friend Jerry came by to chat and take a look at things, and we tried the cowling on. He really likes it. And we just did a little airplane talk here in the hangar. Anyway, guys, I wanted to kind of close up the video here and just kind of give y'all a little quick walk around. More so for the new members. Most of you older guys have been around a while. You've seen a lot of this stuff. But I will do a little walk around the airplane for our new guys so that you can see some of the detail. You know, we have our Hall's wind meter here that used to be on a stick stuck out there in the Airstream, but now we just put a little bit of rubber tape behind it and some tie straps there, and it works great. I don't bump into it anymore, and it still does what it's supposed to do. Now, this morning, I believe it was, we had a feller who was asking about the control stick, and he was concerned about it hitting right here, and you know, you can't move it. Well, it will go all the way up in there, and true enough, you can't move it when it does that. But I commented that that is not a concern. One of the things I did is, you can see I got a little bit of a bend in there, which does help out somewhat. But that's about as close as it ever gets, if it does. And you can see back here, you know, I've got down elevator, and I don't ever really need to give it any more than that. That's about all I need. And right at that level, I can still do my ailerons left and right. And I don't know if you can see the aileron up there moving. And I have no interference issue. So I know when you look at it, it's like, oh man, I can't go any farther. You really don't need to go any farther, because you're not going to need that much elevator to go down. Just pull the throttle and you'll go down. Trust me. I had those concerns before I finished and before I flew. They're no longer a concern. Matter of fact, most of the time when I'm flying, this is where my stick is, way back here. maybe here, but if I put it there, I'm already going down. So this area here is about all you need to worry about. Okay, so that's the detail on the stick and the brake. Even with that big old brake sticking out, not a problem. Okay, let's move on, guys. Okay, so these are the Black Max wheels. Those are not the tires that came with them. I bought those at Aircraft Spruce, a little bigger, 4-ply tire. The wheelbarrow tire that was on there was like a 4-inch tire, and this is a 6-inch wheel. So I put a 6-inch tire on it, and it is working great. You can see, kind of hard. Let me show you the other side. You can see the disc and the caliper, and of course the lines, how they all come up underneath, and they run up here to that Black Max master cylinder, and they work real good. So anyway, that was a great addition to this airplane, and they're a little pricey, but for what you get, I think it's worth it. I think I paid about $4.99 for the whole thing, and you can get those at either Aircraft Spruce or AirTech ultralights. They have them too. Firewall is just actually 3 pieces. I didn't worry about a big old piece, but this is 1 piece, and I'm going to show y'all guys something. This little curve right here, this piece came off the bottom of that piece. So this used to be one big piece right here, and it was actually cut and curved down here in the beginning, but I decided to just bring it all the way up and take that piece out of here. But it was the bottom, so that piece, I just brought it up here and I mounted it to the center beam on the bottom and on the top. And of course I've got this little angle bracket that it's mounted to as well. And that's what determined the shape of the front of my airplane. So I know you guys would love me to build you guys a cowling, even if you were willing to spend an atrocious amount of money for me to do it. I would actually have to have your airplane to even think about it, because yours is going to be different than mine. So, but anyway, like I did, this is 1 piece, this is another piece, and this is another piece. So there's 3 pieces there. And there's the insert that Jason was asking about this morning, the wood or the phenolic or Delron plastic that goes in here. And you know, it serves a couple purposes. You know, one, it helps strengthen this up, because you know this is where the motor's at. And you know, people are asking, well, should I do wood or what? I don't think it really matters, guys, but I think if I were to do it again and I could get a hold of the plastic, then I would go ahead and do the plastic. Now, as far as how do I get it to fit in there so snug, well, what I did is I just took the piece of wood, and you could do this if it was plastic too, and I cut it on a table saw, squared it up, and just cut it until it started fitting nice. And of course, what I did is I coated this wood in epoxy. That's why it looks wet, because it's got epoxy on it. And you got, typically, I think you have 4 of these in the plans. There's one here for the motor mount, and there's one up here on the front of the wing. And let me see if I can walk around to the other side. Oh, and there's my elevator bell crank. Now, I moved mine back a little bit just because of the way I built my truss. I wanted to utilize this little bolt right here, and now I have 2, so I'm using one that was there, and I just put 1 in. This piece here is just a piece of angle with a cap welded on top. And let's see, I don't know if you can see the weld or not. Maybe. And I got a washer in there holding it on. Truly, that should be a castle nut. Okay, here's our other piece of wood right here. That's on the trailing edge. That piece of wood goes back, oh, I believe it goes back 12 inches. I think it goes right underneath this thing here, so I think it goes right up to about here. But again, that is just clamping it in. Strengthens that area up. And you can see I'm using the AN3 24s. Those may be AN325s. Move my hand out of the way so it'll focus. And the new plans actually call for the AN4s. I still don't know that that's necessary. I have had no problems with these. But you guys build it the way you want to build. And I do have AN4s for the wing, holding the wing on. Alright, let me duck behind the cable. Now, I was just speaking with another guy on the phone. I think this was Gary. Gary and I spoke on the phone. And he was asking me about some things that I would change. And I did tell him that if I were to do it again, I would do like Robert Cromer did and put the spacer right here. You call it a spar, you call it a spacer, whatever you want. But the reason is when you put this fabric on, can you see that tiny little bow right here? Well, that's from fabric shrinking. And had I done like Robert did and put a piece in there, and it's not in the plans, but some guys have done this stuff before and can foresee that. That's one of the things I would have done, is put a little brace from the leading edge to the trailing, and then in front of the elevator to the back of the elevator, and I'd have done the same thing on the rudder. Although it's not as pronounced on the rudder as it is on the elevator. A little trim tab. Now, the wheel, not the wheel, I'm sorry guys. Gary Bow, that is my rudder horn setup. I told you I changed it and you were asking about it. Well, that's what I'm talking about right there. So notice I have the bolts going through the rudder, and they do the same thing on the bottom. There's I think 2 or 3 of them on the bottom. If I can get them down there. You guys may have noticed that I have, did I stop recording and start recording again? Well, it looks like it's still recording. Anyway, a lot of you guys might notice it looks like this paint is a little darker than that paint up there. Well, that's because this over here is the latex, and this over here, this is the high dollar stuff that I bought at Aircraft Spruce, the Polytack system. And it's thinner, probably a lot lighter, and definitely more expensive. But the color of this and this are just slightly different. Even the white, that's insignia white, and that's white. I just tried to match them best I could, but that's what you get. But this being the main wing, I really, at the time, felt it would be better to go ahead and follow traditional methods of covering and painting. And now this does have the Polytack seal and UV protectant, but the paint is actually latex. So, all right, I need to go around to the other side because I'm kind of blocked over here. Oh, these are my Quicksilver GT wings. I don't know when I'm going to use those, but I've got all of the wings and the connections and the rudder. I even have all of the ribs. Oh, and the struts. So I don't know. Maybe I'll build an Affordaplane Quicksilver. We'll see. And of course, that's the scrap aluminum pile over there. All right, coming on out. You got to be careful of all the cables. And so, you can see how I just kind of dug this out and got the water out. And water always gets in here. It never gets too bad, though. Never deep enough to really affect the airplane. It just gets my tires wet. All right, guys. So, that's probably about it right now. You know, we'll save some more for later. And Hope you guys enjoy the video. I do want to encourage again once more, when you guys are watching the video of all the group members and or anybody for that matter, be sure to hit that like button, guys. Smash it down good and hard, because that goes a long way with helping us, guys that are doing these videos with YouTube. And we really appreciate it when you do that. And if you like the videos, subscribe to them and ring that little bell. And anytime we do any more videos, then you'll be notified. You guys can go by also, one more time I'll mention it, is the Affordaplane and Ultralight Adventure Group. Just started this month. Already have over 900 members, and you're free to come by and share anything about the Affordaplane, anything about a Quicksilver, anything about a Kit Fox. If it's an ultralight, if it's an airplane, it flies, you're welcome to come in and join the group. I'm looking forward to seeing all different kinds of little airplanes and aviation, and all of the topics that will actually be talked about on that page. So every day I try to feature a new picture that actually belongs to one of our members. Give everybody a little bit of time in the limelight. And if you have time and you see, hey, your airplane's up on the cover, tell us a little bit about it. We all like to kind of know what you're into. So, guys, I'm running out of time, and I need to pack everything up and head back to the house. The wife's been calling me 3 or 4 times, and she don't like being put on hold. So I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great afternoon. Keep building. Be safe. Bye.